Alright, hello and welcome to the postgrad year. Today we're going to be looking at the Commonplace Binder, or at least the Commonplace Binder 101 playlist. So, if you are watching, what is this, number 4 now of the playlist, we are looking at setting up a hybrid system. So, not just the binder, not just a computer, or whatever else you are looking at, we are looking at multiple things. So, one of those is a personal knowledge base. So, this is basically Notion, Obsidian, Evernote, whatever sort of platform you might use. This could be like your own personal Wikipedia. So if you want to do that on paper, that's more of a commonplace book. And if you have decided to use a whole bunch of note cards like this, but in a way which is much more for long-term storage and data retrieval, it's going to be that thing. Little Zettelkasten. I accidentally shrunk it. They are shrunken pages, but not that shrunken. A commonplace binder is basically a commonplace book. I call that something else, kind of just because I feel like it. Maybe if we talked about that, we'd be starting to get somewhere. But we need to talk about how one might actually start a commonplace book, or a personal knowledge base, or a Zettelkasten, or what I consider to be the best, which is a commonplace binder. And I think this is the best place to start because you can take stuff out and you can put stuff in, you can move it all around, you can add little funky tabs on the side, it doesn't really matter. But if you have a book, can't really do that. And it's small, so you don't have to create some big fancy database, you just have a binder, it's fine. Now, how do you craft a binder? Or do you want to do arts and crafts in it? Well, if you are a child, you probably want to do arts and crafts in it. But most of the people I see on YouTube who do that are not children. In fact, none of them are children. Yeah, you can make this slightly different, more of a scrapbook or album. That's totally fine. You could have just actual arts and crafts where you're just throwing stuff everywhere. You don't necessarily have to have a commonplace book or a Zettelkasten. So in some ways, a commonplace binder is actually both, because you're not using the little note cards, and you don't have a solid book, but it is sort of something in between, because each individual page can be taken out. You can put that in little boxes or trays, and then you can put it in the binder, or you can leave it in the box. So depending on what you want in whatever place, it might be that you have a binder, which is kind of like the book, but then you also have individual pages that you store in more of a Zettelkasten style, and it might be maybe you take pictures of them, and that's how you store them in your personal knowledge base. Or maybe the personal knowledge base is where you actually write the things. From looking at your Zettelkasten notes, and you print them out to put them in the commonplace binder, and then once you have assembled them in a way that you seem to like, you can make a commonplace book. But that seems kind of a mess. I think it'd be even crazier to start with a notebook. You can start with a notebook. It just seems like you kind of need all of these if you're setting up a hybrid system. So a notebook is just, I'm going to write stuff, and it's going to be perfect on the first try, and I'm never going to change anything. Or maybe I just want to buy the next notebook, because there are a lot of nice looking notebooks. Maybe it's a good time to buy another one. I don't know. Not selling anything. This is not an ad for anything. Yeah. So. Entry. Easy entry. I really think the commonplace binder is the easiest way in. All you have to have is a binder. You probably have one from school, or maybe at this point one of your parents has one from school, because every year I am 1 year further away from being in school, which is kind of nice, but it does make a presentation like this somewhat difficult, because I don't know what people will be doing. Hopefully no one is using a chalkboard and breathing up all the chalk dust. But I don't know. I've heard that some people can't even type anymore, so maybe for using the personal knowledge base, we just talk like this. Like, you might talk into your phone, and then some sort of AI, you know, everything is just called AI now. So your fancy autocorrect will type out everything for you, and then you can, I don't know, maybe move it around with the phone? Maybe it's a tablet at this point. Anyways, the way that you take notes will be different depending on the method that you use, but if you want to see a video on how to take notes, specifically for a commonplace binder, or, you know, that thing, then check my next video. So, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.